Hey guys, this is Michael Kundakcioglu of SideMax Motorworks, and welcome to yet another detailed track guide for Assetto Corsa Competizione. Today we're going for a ride around the Nurburgring GP circuit in the Aston Martin Vantage GT3 car, which the team will be piloting in this year's GT3 Endurance Series hosted by the SimGrid. As always, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for more content, and enjoy it. The Nurburgring Grand Prix circuit is an old-school style high downforce track and the epitome of the easy-to-learn but hard-to-master phrase. Hot lapping this circuit requires immense concentration, as the track is notoriously technical and the large gravel runoffs are just an inch away at all times. Using the entirety of the track limits is imperative here for fast times. So let's take a look at a 1 minute 52.9 second lap around the Nurburgring Grand Prix circuit. Alright, so let's break that lap down in half speed. Crossing the start-finish line, it's a long run down the front straightaway towards the heavy turn 1 braking zone. Here, we make sure we're not on the absolute outside edge of the track, as the width quickly decreases into the first turn. Passing the 150 meter mark, we're looking at the 100 meter marker for braking, and we're at 100% brake force for turn 1, which is a classic hairpin style corner. Staying on the brakes as we turn in to assist in rotating the car, we're looking to just graze the marker at the apex of turn 1 and get on the throttle again as soon as possible. We can let the car slide all the way out on exit, as entry to corner 2 is not as important, turning in while applying some brake pressure to rotate the car again, and we graze the inside curb here and let the car wash out all the way to the outside edge on exit. We can turn in for corner 3 deceptively early and apply the brakes while doing so, using all of the inside curb at apex and staying to the left side of the track on exit so that we can widen the arc for corner 4 and keep our momentum up. We can eat this inside curb here with the Aston to widen the arc as much as we can and let the car slide all the way to the outside on exit once again. Coming up to turn 6, we brake just at the end of the access road on the outside of the track, trail brake right to the apex and get to throttle just as we touch that inside curb. There's no need to dart to the left side here to set up for forward curve. We brake quite early and scrub off speed while turning in, once again trail braking and getting to throttle right at the apex. Here we can use all of the outside curb, as these curbs with the green AstroTurf are quite forgiving. It's very important to ensure that we don't coast at all through those two corners to minimize deceleration time and keep the car pointed in the direction that we want. Trail braking is extremely important throughout this circuit. Braking for the famous Dunlop curve is just about halfway between the start of the outside curb and where the curb widens. This is the double apex corner, so we can let the car wash out slightly at the center so we can cut the angle on exit and get the power down as fast as we can. Once again, we can use all of the exit curb, which is very stable. The Schumacher S's appear quite simple, but are actually difficult in a GT3 car. Turning in from the outside edge of the track, we lift the throttle to 50% just for a split second to aid in rotation before going back to 100% throttle. We can use both of the inside curbs, but we need to be careful as the first curb's quite rough and can upset the car, and the second curb is dangerously close to the sand, which will murder us if we touch it. Coming up to the Kumo curve, we brake just before the 100-meter marker, once again trail braking all the way to the apex where the throttle is applied carefully here to minimize wheel spin. We have a quick cut across to the outside of the track to set up for big curve, where we stab the brakes to quickly slow down and rotate before slowly getting back on the throttle and waiting for the right moment to deploy to 100%. We can use the exit curve here again, but this one's smaller, so be careful. The previous sector is perhaps where I see the most time lost, as high-speed sections such as these tend to be quite difficult in GT3 cars. Once again, footwork is key throughout this track, especially trail braking the correct amount to keep the car pointed in the direction where we want it. The Vidal chicane has recently been revised and is higher speed than ever, making it extremely tricky. We want to brake just before the 50-meter mark here and use all of both of the curbs to straight line the chicane as much as we can. We can once again put the car on the exit curb here, it's pretty stable. Then we brake for Coca-Cola curve while turning in, trail braking all the way to the apex again, and slowly but surely deploying the throttle. It's very easy to induce wheel spin coming out of this corner. Make sure your hands are open when deploying the throttle and increase the traction control if you need to decrease the amount of wheel spin. Coming up and crossing the line for a 1 minute 52.9 second lap around the Nurburgring Grand Prix circuit. Once again, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you're interested in seeing more content from us. Thanks for watching everyone, and we'll see you again soon.